I know Christmas is almost over, but if you are currently looking at your bank account thinking, next year cannot be like this video is for you. Everything I'm about to share is what I wish someone had told me before my first Christmas in the UK, so you don't make the same mistakes next year. You see, I used to think I was a Christmas expert. Back home, I had my Christmas budgeting to the T. Small money for food, something for the family. I set some money aside for traveling, something small for enjoyment. It's dirty December. That's what we call it back home. But my first Christmas in the UK, my budget didn't just fail me. It went up in flames. Back home, the only thing that matters during Christmas is chicken. We call it bronya akoko. We even have a song for it. If you're Ghanaian here and you don't know it, I'm looking at you. It's that serious. The price of chicken even goes up during Christmas because of demand. Then I come here and someone is talking about advent calendar. What am I supposed to do with a calendar? Babe, at that point, I realized I wasn't a Christmas pro and I haven't experienced anything yet. My Premier League Christmas spending cherry was about to be popped because apparently the average person in the UK spends approximately £1,000 on Christmas. That is more than my rent money. Hi, my name is Yvonne, and on this channel I share my personal experiences, career and personal finance tips. So I highly recommend that you subscribe so you don't miss any videos from me. And before I explain why my Christmas budget exploded, you need to understand the mindset I came with, because this is the same mindset a lot of immigrants arrive with. To really get my shock, you've got to picture a Ghanaian Christmas. For us, it's not like the quiet, cozy little family vibe you see in UK Christmas movies. It's loud, it's communal, and it's all about family and food. Like I said, chicken is the main character in this story. No, for real, if you mistakenly leave your chicken unattended to, it will end up in somebody's soup. And there is no one you can complain to because the chicken is gone. And for most of us living in the big cities like Accra or Kumasi, we usually head back to our family back home in the village. Me, for example, I live in Accra. My family is in Takrady. So Christmas, I will make sure that I go to Takrady to visit them. And the roads will be jam-packed. The buses would be overflowing. But the energy and feeling of going back home makes it worth the travel. And budget-wise, like I said, it's pretty simple. Transport, food, and of course, new clothes. The new clothes there is tradition. They must feature, especially if you have kids. When you were a kid, don't you remember your mom taking you to the market, buying you Christmas clothes and Christmas shoes? You have to look fresh for church on Christmas morning. And everything is shared. Everyone chips in. And if you live with extended family, the uncle brings the goats, the chicken, aunties handle the drinks, and cousins come in with the ingredients and help with the cooking and setting things up. And the food, oh, my mouth is even watering thinking about it. Also, depending on how generous your parents were during the year or in their lifetime, they'll be there and someone will randomly come and gift them rice and oil or some form of gift or money, even a hamper. But it's not about mountains of presents under a tree. Main thing is being together. That's all that matters. And even with Ghana's economy's ups and downs, things have been getting better, right? Inflation has been easing up, or so they say. So the money you have goes a bit further for food, family, and keeping everyone fed and happy. And even if you don't have the money, you could take your family to a convention or a church where they will share food, kids can play and still have fun. And for some people, before they go traveling back to their village, they will make sure that they attend to 1 or 2 concerts before they go back home. So that was my blueprint for Christmas. Community, connection, and a well-fed family. So when I landed in the UK, I thought, okay, how different can it really be? The UK said, hold my blood clot beer. My first December in the UK started with a quiet sense of confusion. People were buzzing with conversations that felt like a foreign language, but it was in English too. They were not talking about traveling to see their entire extended family. They were talking about secret Santas, Christmas market trips. Granted, back home at work, we also have secret Santa, but it wasn't that serious. And they were also talking about whether the John Lewis ad this year was any better. I just smiled and nodded, but inside, I was taking mental notes. And my carefully prepared Ghanaian budgets was starting to look very useless. Because here's the thing, the whole philosophy of spending was different. Back home, it was a collective pot. Here, it was a long itemized list of individual expenses. And that list just kept on growing every single day. Which brings me to the first thing that floored me completely. What did they even say? Everywhere will first blur. In Ghana, my Christmas list was short. Food, travel, new clothes. In the UK, the list is from here to Agunang Kwanta. Everything during Christmas just screams overconsumption to me because the advent calendar, and when I first heard it, I thought it was just a small cupboard thingy with tiny chocolates in it for every single day in December. Then I found out there are advent calendars for everything. Makeup, tea, toys, even cheese. And some of them cost as high as £100. Personally, I don't buy advent calendars, but the fact that they exist and people expect them was already pressure on my wallet. Then there's the Christmas market. Back home, a market is where you buy your ingredients for the Christmas food you are about to prepare. Here, it's an experience you pay for. You will go there, buy food, and also pay for just existing there. A simple sausage in bread is £8. And before you even buy anything substantial, just window shopping can easily spend £30 to £50. And that's before you've even bought any of the crafts or gifts. And don't even get me started on the decorations. There is the Christmas tree, lights for the tree, lights for the house, the garden, matching cushions, festive mugs, festive towels, even festive toilet paper. Now, granted, back home, some people set up Christmas trees with the lights, right? But it's not the same. Apparently, decorations only make up 2% of the Christmas spending. But it's only 2% because the actual spending is already wild. Again, I have not started indulging in Christmas decorations yet because I don't have space, but I see it's coming. Then you add the small things that pile up. Christmas jumper for work, card for people you haven't spoken to in a long time, paper wrap, gift bags, tape, bow. Suddenly, money is leaving your account in 5s and 10s. And those 5s and 10s, the way they add up so quickly, before you realize, you wouldn't even know where your money went. You convince yourself sometimes that, oh, this is just £5. It's not that much. This is just £10. It's not much. Before you blink, £500 gone. So this was the moment I realized something important. My budget didn't fail me because I was careless. It failed because I didn't know how many new categories Christmas comes with in the UK. But if you don't name them early, they will name your money for you. If you think the small stuff is where the damage stops, wait till I talk about food. Now, as a Ghanaian, food is my love language, okay? I was ready for the Christmas feast, but what I wasn't ready for was the bill. A recent survey found that Brits were ready to spend about £317 on festive foods and drinks just for 1 week. And this was mind-blowing because back home, even with the price hike, you can fill a whole neighborhood with that money. And another thing that shocked me was the prices for the individual components. Apparently, an analysis in 2024 found that a traditional Christmas dinner for 4 people costs £32, which is a 7% increase from the year before. And the turkey that they usually buy could be a significant chunk of that. And that's even for a frozen one. Back home, we buy live chicken from the market on 1st December. Hell, some people even buy it in November because they know that in December the prices will be higher. They will take it home and feed the chicken to gain more weight. And then Christmas week, they will kill it for the live soup. Yam, the plantain, the cassava, vegetables, everything is fresh, okay? Prices are transparent. Here, you're paying for convenience, packaging, branding, and a premium festive experience. There are entire supermarket aisles dedicated to Christmas-specific version of foods, all at an inflated price, of course. They will tell you, oh, for this festive season, this smoked salmon has gold flakes in it. Oh, this is cranberry-flavored crisps just for Christmas. Back home, Christmas food is about abundance and tradition. Here, it feels like it's also about companies trying to get money from you by any means necessary. But honestly, food isn't even the worst part. The real pressure comes from people. The big shocker of all for me was that in the UK, gifts feel like the main event. It's the central pillar around which the entire festive season is built. And the expectation of who you buy for is very intense. Back home, we give meaningful gifts to close family, especially children and elders. They will tell you, at your age, what do you need Christmas gifts for? But in the UK, it's not like that. The circle is wider. You have your immediate family, of course. Then there are friends. Then there are colleagues at work, which often includes Secret Santa with a set budget. Sometimes they'll tell you, oh, £10 or £20 should be fine. Then if you have kids, you might be expected to give small gifts to your child's teacher. Back home, people used to do that, but my parents never gave me a gift to go and give to my teacher. It wasn't mandatory. If you like, you can do it. But here, there is some form of expectation there. Postman, the delivery guy, the person that has been delivering your parcels throughout the year might even expect something. So it's a web of social obligations, all of which cost money. I do my best to remove myself from most of it though. Did you do Secret Santa this year? Numbers are staggering, and different reports show that the average person plans to spend anywhere from £300 to £500 just on gifts for Christmas in 2024. And it's no wonder the total projected spend on gifts in the UK is in the tens of billions of pounds because it feels like a national sport. There is also the pressure to find the perfect gift, with many people starting their shopping before Black Friday to get it all done. It's a complete contrast to the more relaxed, less materialistic approach that I am used to. And interestingly, one survey found that 14% of people in the UK don't even really care to receive gifts on Christmas, which makes you wonder who all this pressure is really for. Now, all of this was stressful, but it didn't hit me until one specific night. Now, the real wake-up call didn't even happen to me at first. It happened to a friend of mine. He told me he had been invited to a Christmas night out with colleagues. In his head, that meant something light, maybe a pub, a couple of drinks, small talk. He told me he had only budgeted £40 for this outing, and he even thinks that it's going to be on the company's tab. So he's going to be fine. Ladies and gentlemen, he was not fine. fine. It turned out to be a 4 sit-down 3-course meal at a restaurant with special festive menu. There were even Christmas crackers on the table, which he thought was food until people started taking it and shaping it and putting it on their heads. It was also part of the cost. Then they were serving drinks. There was also wine that came with the food. Festive wine, of course. Why not? Just slap festive on it so you can charge more. Nobody wanted more. Nobody said, hey, this is going to be expensive. He was also there cheesing and smiling, eating and drinking. Of course. When the bill finally came and they shared, his share was 190 pounds. 190 bombo-clad pounds. He told me he stared at it for a good 5 seconds, calculating and checking his pockets as if he was looking for something. But he was just processing the 190 pounds just for a night, because that was more than his entire Christmas food budget. After spending that money, he had to survive Christmas with instant noodles. But when he finished telling me the story, I remember thinking, wow, this could very easily be me. And that was the moment it clicked for both of us. To survive Christmas in the UK, you can't rely on the mindset you came in with. You need a full software update. You have to reboot, because here, Christmas spending sneaks up on you wearing a smile and a paper hat. That story was my sign to change the way I approach Christmas in the UK. And this is what I do differently now. After that first disastrous year, I knew I had to change my approach, okay? I couldn't just import my Ghanaian Christmas budget and expect it to work. So I started to create a hybrid system, blending the best from both worlds. First, I got brutally honest about my budgeting. I created a spreadsheet with all those new UK categories: gifts, decorations, social events, the works, and I allocated strict money to each. This forced me to be intentional. At least I am planning for what's ahead. The second thing I did was I started prioritizing. I asked myself, which part of British Christmas do I actually enjoy? And which one am I doing just out of social pressure? I love the Christmas market, but now I make sure I eat before I go there. And when I go there, I'm going with a strict budget. If it's finished, it finishes. I also enjoy giving gifts, but now I just suggest a secret Santa with friends, not just colleagues, to limit the number of presents I have to give out. For example, this year, I only gifted my immediate family and I felt very proud of it. I also don't really care about receiving gifts from people, so I'm okay with that decision. Now, the third and most important was that I leaned more towards my Ghanaian heritage. Instead of spending a fortune on traditional British dinner, I started attending Ghanaian Christmas parties. Last year, for example, I made the jollof. This time round, they didn't ask me for anything. I just went and helped with a little bit of cooking. But sometimes when you come together, some people make the jollof, some people bring the drink, some people make the salad, and then we all come together. It's cheaper and more fun that way, and it's a way of sharing our culture. And I really love it because it becomes more of an experience than just having a meal. I've learned that you don't have to get stuck in the commercial cycle that comes with Christmas. You can pick and choose what you want, and you can create your own traditions that feel authentic to you. And you can absolutely have a wonderful Christmas without a mountain of debt. Like, going into debt just to gift someone is crazy. Now, to wrap up, moving to the UK has taught me that Christmas here is a complex beast with huge regional differences in spending. And it's a world away from the community-based celebration I grew up with. But the shocks have been a valuable lesson, to be very honest. It has taught me to be more mindful about my spending, to question social pressure, and find a balance between embracing a new tradition and honoring my own. My advice to any immigrants facing their first Christmas abroad is this: don't let the price tags intimidate you. Your culture and tradition also has value, and Christmas is about connection, not consumption. So share your food, share your stories, and build a community. Like, this is the opportunity to do that. Because as immigrants, we really need a community. Trust me, you can't do it all alone. This is the true spirit of the season, no matter which country you are in. Now, I want to hear from you. If you're an immigrant abroad, what was your biggest Christmas spending shock? Let's chat in the comments. And if you're from the UK, what do you think about the amount of money spent during Christmas? I would really love to know your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this video or I made you laugh at any point, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also subscribe for more finance and career content from me. I will see you in my other videos. I'm still waiting for your subscription, sister bra.